Save our NHS. Wake up here.
We're going in to present a petition to Keir Starmer at number 10 about the continuous Americanisation of the NHS.
What would you say to Keir Starmer?
I'd like to tell him to stop the privatisation and renationalise the NHS and get the American companies away from our healthcare.
And they're all set up to literally copycat, duplicate the American system. And that's all about not really caring about the mass population, but making profit for a handful of investors and exploiting the most valuable data in the world. There's no other health service that has that level of universality, both DNA and actual other diagnostic stuff.
It's been wonderful talking to the people of Camden, an absolute privilege, and to be able to get them involved in this, even if it just means putting their signature on the petition. We've been giving them news about the NHS and they've been sharing and confiding in us as well. An absolute privilege to talk to them all. I've got to go, going in. Okay, look for them.
Today we handed in a letter signed by 4,000 plus constituents in Holborn St Pancras, which is the Prime Minister's constituency, Keir Starmer. And the purpose of the letter was to say how concerned his constituents are about the demise of the NHS, the privatisation of the NHS, and demanding a meeting with him face to face so they can raise their questions and concerns with him personally. Centene is one, United Health is another, America's biggest insurance company, health insurance company. Others such as Palantir, who have been involved in providing IT and big data technology to the Israeli government to carry out their genocide in Gaza. These aren't the sort of companies we want anywhere near our public services, let alone healthcare.
And they're partly interested in profit, but also in data, in their hands on people's data. Yeah?
Absolutely. So the data will provide future profit streams, but also it's part of developing the resources to roll out a mass surveillance system, I'm afraid.
They've got American health companies that all the cabinet are receiving money from private health companies of around about £2 million. And it's just absolutely terrible. People do not realise what's happening. It's all been kept a secret. Nobody knows. Nobody really understands what's happening.
I did ring them yesterday.
Yeah.
People are absolutely fed up with Labour. I mean, I and my family, we were Labour supporters all our life, but in recent times, we just couldn't stand because we believe that Labour has become too much of far right rather than supporting people who are on the ground, who are local. For them, it's all about privatisation, all about helping the people at the top rather than helping the general population of the country. So I think it's really, really important that people on the ground, people who live in certain wards, certain constituency actually do stand for themselves, because with people there is power.
Labour is not listening. I have 3 councillors in my ward which we've never seen them. There's only one of them who lives locally. The other 2, they don't live local. We don't see them. And even there is a surgery every month, once a month. There's only one of them who comes to surgery, turns up. The other 2, they've never. And the local people, when you talk to them, whatever issue they have, they don't have anybody to talk to. There's no one who's listening and nowhere to turn. That's why we are campaigning locally, and that's why I just want myself to stand as a local independent councillor. Our MB is our Prime Minister, and I can understand the job he has nationally, internationally, and all that, how busy he is. But the reality is, there's no one to turn there. There's no one to complain. There's no one to raise issues. There's no one to communicate any local issues at all.
We have, in essence, a sham democracy. We have a corporate media, mainstream media, which keeps everybody in the dark, misinforms us quite deliberately. Most people haven't got a clue what's happened to the NHS. And we have a 2-party system which essentially share the same political goals, which is neoliberalism, which is privatisation, tax cuts for the rich, and a decimation of public services. There is a overwhelming need and demand for something different, and we don't have that at the moment. The public know that they have been shafted by our ruling elites. The financial elite, the banking elite have hollowed out society, hollowed out our public services, and we need a new political vehicle which is genuinely going to serve the interests of the vast majority of the public.
We have kind of lost the root foundation of politics, because politics is for the people, by the people, of the people.
Nobody's going to come to the rescue. It's down to people at the grassroots level to organise, campaign, become informed, become aware, educate each other about what the real problems are, who the real enemy is, and not misdirecting their anger to those who are most vulnerable. We mustn't fight ourselves, we mustn't fight each other, fight our neighbours, fight people of a different colour. We need to get together and fight the people who have put us in this position, which is the political and financial elite.